I hope things are all right for him internally.
Speaking on?
I mean, at the crib. Because in the statement they mentioned his
you talking Jay?
His daughter
Gotcha.
would, being old enough to, because she about 13.
Right.
So it's the same age as his kids when you saying he did something to him.
Salute Goodbreads. Welcome to the Goodbread Reaction Channel, where we learn how not to be a dummy from some well-paid dummies. We watch and study these stars and celebrities so we know how the broke folks in our community is going to be behaving. Alright guys, so with all of the news out on Jay-Z, everybody been anticipating what does 50 Cent have to say? Because we know 50 be keeping it official, right? 50 is one of the few that keeps it official. Well, at least as official as he can keep it, because he's still one of them puppets too. Alright guys, so let's get to what 50 got to say about this Jay-Z situation.
Do you think Puff is cooked?
Public opinion, he's washed. He's washed up. They washed him. Everything he's saying they did in that lawsuit, they did it.
There's no vindication for me because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean.
Who is Sean approved from the world of entertainment?
There's only one person.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean.
He's the only person who's Sean approved.
There's not a single person that
outside of family.
That should be outside of my mother.
Okay, just
that should be calling me. Yeah, that should be calling me Sean.
That video right there is the video that I said Jay-Z lawyer needed not to say him and Diddy are not friends, because that video makes Jay-Z look like a liar. That video right there makes it look like Jay-Z and his lawyers are hiding something, and they didn't have to say that him and Diddy are not friends.
I'm telling you. Yes, I'm telling you. Look, later you gonna find out a little shit that I be saying be real.
The news about Jay-Z has been spreading around everywhere, and a lot of people want to hear from other celebrities what they think or feel about the whole Jay-Z allegations. And one of the main celebrities people wanted to hear from was none other than 50 Cent, and boy did he deliver, because he had a lot to say about everything, ranging from the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef all the way to the Jay-Z and Diddy allegations.
I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Because look, they will fall back. The NFL, they won't necessarily be associated with that.
Right.
Now, I did recently post a video breaking down all the details regarding the Jay-Z allegations, so if you want to be up to date on that, go ahead and check it out. But to give y'all a quick summary of what went down, Jay-Z was recently accused of doing some pretty serious things to a minor, allegations that are quite similar to that of Diddy's. He's actually even being accused of doing said crimes alongside Diddy himself. Now, Jay-Z immediately released a statement via the Roc Nation Twitter page as soon as the allegations became public, and when I say immediately, I mean literally immediately, and that's due to the fact that Jay-Z had been knowing that these allegations were going to come out, since the lawyer representing the alleged victim, Tony Busby, reached out to Jay's attorney with the intent of holding a mediation. Jay-Z obviously refused the request and is now currently suing Busby for even entertaining this.
You know who's going to benefit the most from Puffy's situation right now? The lawyers. They're going to look for $7,000 to $5,000 per hour. Damn. 4 lawyers, 5 lawyers at a time, just to come back for bail hearings and stuff like that. So we spent a lot of money.
Now, the statement that was put out by Roc Nation or Jay-Z or his lawyer, whoever was the one who wrote this, is very long. But to summarize it, he basically takes hit at Mr. Busby, saying that he has no valor, honor, nor dignity. He also says that his heartbreak is only that of what his family will experience, especially his daughter, who has to hear these things now that she's old enough to understand what's going on. He did also say that he was a young man, which people laughed at because he's obviously almost 60 years old. And he said he's looking forward to showing you how different he is.
The statement is something from, you can tell it was written by a lawyer, because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says you're gonna find out, like how I'll handle this. And that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like a publicist would say those things.
Now, Tony Busby had put out a statement 3 weeks prior to this saying that he was suing a very powerful individual and the individual sued him in return. Now, the whole internet went crazy over this. Obviously, it's very huge news, and for a lot of people who have been in tune with this whole situation and have been following it since day one, we knew that this was going to happen. We knew that somebody was going to sue Jay-Z for some crazy allegations that are related to that of what Diddy was doing. But somehow, some way, this is also tied to Drake and Kendrick Lamar, which is crazy, but they're tied somehow. And what I mean by that is, for example, this. Why are they all defending him, but they were celebrating Kendrick Lamar's lies against Drake, calling it a victory? Now people are all of a sudden having an issue with fake allegations coming out. But it wasn't an issue when Drake was receiving PDF file allegations and even being put on a song. People were chanting it at concerts. It became a whole thing. But now that Jay-Z is being accused, it's an issue now. This is what a lot of people are saying. Not only this, but Jay-Z picked Kendrick Lamar to do the halftime show at the Super Bowl. One of Kendrick Lamar's biggest songs is Not Like Us. One of Not Like Us' biggest parts of the song is when they chant the PDF file verse.
In the internet era where people selective, they got that selective outrage, they pick and choose based on their reality and their perspectives, whether their perspective is right or wrong. If they can't relate to it, then they're going to shun it. If they could relate to it, then they gonna promote it. And that's just basically what it is. It's selective outrage. They get mad at Drake, then they mad at Jay, then they mad at Ken. Like, they just pick and choose who to be mad at when they need to get mad at themselves. They need to get tired of themselves. But I know y'all here for celebrity gossip, so let's get it.
Now, we all know Drake is suing UMG, which is Kendrick Lamar's label, and he's suing them for allowing Kendrick Lamar to release that song with that verse in it. Not just that, but also the whole botting allegations and a whole other mess of things, right? 50 Cent said this about that.
They not like us. That energy.
Right, yeah.
Look, the lawsuit thing, I thought that was to make sure that that didn't happen.
Wait, you talking about the Drake lawsuit?
Yeah.
To make sure what didn't happen?
That song didn't come on. Sue Apple, right? Sue Universal.
Right.
And then have your attorneys contact NFL corporate and say, look, we don't want you guys to involve yourself in this nasty lawsuit that's going on. And you guys are the biggest live sport in the bed. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're a part of the damage.
Now, Drake is taking a lot of heat for bringing lawsuits after the rap beef. People are making fun of him because no one's ever really thrown lawsuits right after a rap beef, and they're just basically calling him the Karen of hip-hop. Personally, I feel like it's the smartest thing to not allow his image to be destroyed and those rumors to keep being spread, because it's obviously not good for business, it's not good for sponsorships, so he's gonna have to shut that down eventually, right? He can't let this continue on further because it's only affecting him and his business. So lawsuits have to be involved because he's losing money. It's no longer a rap beef kind of a situation anymore. Now you're playing with Drake's money, Drake's business, Drake's image, and it's a little bit more serious than any other kind of rap beef. This is why the Jay-Z allegations are so serious and why people are taking them so seriously, because they're serious allegations. Now, we can't be hypocrites here and say they're not the same thing. They're basically the same thing.
We live in a climate that it's not even what you did. It's what they said you did.
Right.
The damage is already done by the allegation itself. Like, so.
Now, 50 Cent's opinion on Drake suing UMG is a little bit more different than the conclusion a lot of people are reaching.
What did you feel about the lawsuit when you heard the lawsuit being announced?
I thought it was to combat the
Super Bowl?
Yeah, because that would reignite it big, or make it, the song would make it exciting, make it go up again.
And months down the line, too.
Yeah, but the suit itself, I don't think you think about it, but when the lawsuit comes out, it ignites the record. It goes up.
Right.
I didn't realize that his album was coming.
Right.
Kendrick's album was coming right when that lawsuit fell, and it was like,
yeah, there we go.
It spiked up anyway, so.
And then 50 Cent goes a little bit more into detail about the whole lawsuit situation and talks about how everything the label did for Kendrick, they used to do for Drake. And he's alluding to the botting and the pushing him over somebody else and all that stuff.
What he's saying, the system's done, they've done it. They're guilty of what he said they did. But everything that they said that he did, that they did for Kendrick, is something they did for him.
50 also talks about the reason why Drake is even being put in this situation. And he goes on and pulls out a list, and it's a list of ops. He calls it the op list. And this op list is basically a bunch of celebrities who are tired of seeing Drake win every single time.
This is the op page.
Right.
He was just winning consistently more than everybody else. in the culture, and then these people start to turn into people that feel like they are all over the page, big, because they keep watching them win. Now, I think it's a point where you win repeatedly to the audience, and even the artist community is going, if you win again, how am I have my chance?
And this is where a lot of people get lost in picking and choosing. I mean, 50 cool and 50 right. He 100% correct. But what 50 leaving out is that he aligned himself with Drake because of his disdain for Rick Ross. You see, people become friends because of common enemies. And then y'all sit there and pick and choose a side because of who you like.
Now, something I found interesting that 50 Cent said, how when something celebrity related leaks, it usually goes on TMZ and it's leaked by TMZ. But as soon as it reaches CNN, it's most likely coming from the government.
When someone leaks something, it goes to TMZ. Like the regular person that channels with TMZ, when you see something come on and it comes on CNN, that's a little different. That could have came from the government itself. Like, it had a lot to do with him coming out and saying, I've been sitting here watching you people assault my character, this and that, and then the tape comes out. Boom. So, if the government released the tape, then it would say that they kind of poisoned the pool of people. And that could be a defense.
Now, Big Boy never really asked 50 Cent whether or not he thought Jay-Z was guilty, but they did talk about Diddy and 50 Cent's relationship with Diddy. 50 Cent said he never really had any beef with Diddy, and it was just really more that he didn't like the way he moved or the stuff that he did. He found it weird. He also thinks that Diddy might actually get away with the stuff that he's being accused of doing.
Do you think Puff is cooked?
I'm not sure if he's cooked. I'm not sure how bad that it is because you know what? When we think of all of those different allegations that pile up, he's cooked.
Right.
But I don't know how much of that turns into actually like what he's up against.
So let me know what you guys think about the connection with Jay and Drake and Kendrick, because, man, it's deeper than what we thought. It's deeper than what we thought. And another thing, guys, that list that 50 showed you that Drake is on, remember, Jay was on that list too. The elites, they've been for the longest of times trying to pass the torch over to Drake. First it was going to be Drake and Rihanna, Drake and Nicki, but they've been trying to pass that torch from Jay-Z to Drake for the longest behind the scenes. So Jay-Z, maybe if you pass that torch, this stuff will stop happening. But they're going to get you one way or another. They're going to get you to pass that torch. All right, y'all. Y'all let me know what's going on, what y'all think, you know what I mean? In the comment section. I'll see y'all later.